Hey there, hope you're doing well today. I'm just now getting stuff situated here, so let me know if you're having any trouble with audio or video. I haven't, I guess, switched stuff over quite to video yet, but one thing is telling me it has great connection, the other thing is telling me it doesn't, so just let me know where we're at. Alright, there we go. Hopefully you can see stuff now. Hey, welcome. Welcome everyone, good to see you. This is going to be a pretty casual stream. I will probably honestly, well, I've said this before, probably not talk a ton. But let's see, I am not getting my own audio coming through. So, I'm not sure I'm going to try to fix this, but hopefully you can hear stuff. Good, all right. Well, we're going to get started here. So here's the blog we're building out, and this is what I did in Figma the other day. I think I've changed around some stuff. I'm not sure why these are being weird, but so I changed around some of this stuff here. I think I changed up the typography, and that's about it. Now, I have already started this, so this is more like I really need to work on this blog, and I keep putting it off, so I'm just going to start streaming on Fridays till I finish this thing, or at least till people stop being interested in watching. So, okay, good, awesome. So I'm just gonna kind of code. So far, this is what's live. I've got this section here. I've got these short thoughts. I think I've got a little click down menu here that I need to work on a touch as well. But so as far as what to do next, I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna do. So I've got these posts. I do have them in there. So maybe what I should do is just loop through these in some kind of meaningful way. So let me go ahead and pull up the Astro documentation because I'm sure I'm going to need this as we go. And see, I do have GitHub Copilot turned on because a lot of times I'll use that when I'm personally developing, but I don't usually use it on the channel. So let me know if that bothers you or, well, probably either way, I'm just going to keep it. So hopefully that's all right. So let me just pull in that stuff into, we're going to do blog. No, that's not what I want. So I think I'm going to just work on getting the cards in here. I do have these icons. This would be like the category it happens to be. And then the title. I mean, I might do other stuff like the date, I guess. Not really sure what I'm going to do there, but anyhow. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in this project. I'm not giving you a lot of reference for where I'm at, but again, I'm just trying to get this blog finally recoded after, I don't even know, 2 years at least. It's pretty bad right now code-wise, so... and I'm actually going to move it to a different repo and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm actually this is just a brand new repo that I started the other day. We'll do blogcards.astro. Okay. So over here, the way I've been doing this is I've got a card wrapper component, and basically it has a section with a heading, and I did my heading component like this so that I could basically pull in different headings depending on kind of what I needed. Dynamically set the tag, have some sizes that are dynamic as well, so I can have like an H1 tag with an H3 size or whatever. So anyhow, I still need to set up some of this in CSS, but live web app. I'm not sure I understand. Like this over here. This is Figma. And yeah, let me know if I'm misunderstanding you. And let me know, again, if you're having any trouble at all with the quality of the audio or video or anything like that. All right, so, and then I've got a slot, basically, that will drop in the cards. And that's what goes in right here. And then kind of depending on what I need, in this case, I guess I should probably have pulled in these short thoughts instead. Thoughts cards. Let's do this instead. And I'll drop this in right here. And I do have some utility classes I've already set up. I am just going to use CSS in this site. And rather than anything else, let's get rid of this. I will need that. So rather than like Tailwind or whatever. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull in. Let's come over to the thoughts cards. I'm just going to grab this right here. And the way this Astro collections works, you can basically define a collection, which you do in a config file right here. And so I've defined a collection of blog that I've grabbed. I'm not sure why I've got the schema that I extended. I think I was going to do something else with this. So anyhow, so I'm grabbing this blog schema and exporting it down here for this collection, and that's what I'm going to pull in here. So we'll do blog, and I'll just say all blog posts. And I probably honestly want to filter this. Let's see. I think I just do it like... Okay. So I think I can take an entry and just return if entry dot, it would be data dot draft is equal to true. Okay, so it has to be, yeah, or I could do equal false. Either way, anyhow, it's going to give me all those that are drafts. Let's just make sure that's the case. And then I'll comment this out, and let's drop this actually in the index file. Okay, I should at least be getting, oh, it's server side over here. All blog posts, nothing. Okay, not what I wanted. Oh, what am I doing here? I think maybe I just need to wrap this. Let's just look it up. Aha. Let's just grab all this. Draft blog entries. Why they name this draft blog entries when it's not that? Oh, well. All blog posts. Data draft is equal to true. Okay, I think that's right. Oh, they just destructured this. I'm not sure what I was doing there. Okay. This should work, right? Okay. Now I can come over here. Okay, there's all my blog posts. So it gives you back all this stuff. I didn't mean to go to the top of that there. Here we go. Okay, so it gives you the ID, which is whatever the file name is. The slug, which is basically the same, although you can customize that. The body, which is the actual text that it's going to render out. The blog itself, or the collection itself, and then the data. So this is all the metadata up top. Now, it only passes back to you what you actually define in your schema. So I've got some other stuff defined in these blog posts. So like, I don't know, let's just pull up one of these. Git command, sure. And a lot of this is just like really old stuff I haven't even looked at in forever, but it does get a random amount of traffic, so I'm not sure how that's happening, but so I've got other stuff in here like categories, tags. Eventually I'll add some of this stuff in, but for now I just want to keep it simple when I brought it over, because I'm bringing it over from Hugo, which is a different site generator, and so yeah, I just want to make sure that I don't have to wrestle through all that. Okay, so now that I've got that, and I am getting those properly, I should be able to just output these as all blog posts. And there we go, except here I want title. Yeah, oops. All right, so there we go. I got those set up, and this should not be this. Let's do grid small, medium. Forget what I did for the short thoughts. Nothing. Oh, I guess I have some kind of CSS on the wrapper. Okay. So there we go. There's the titles for everything, and I can obviously, work through those. Let's all live posts. And then I guess the other thing I want to do is, let me just make sure that, like, let's pull up that git commands one. If I come over here, let's go change Mac output. Let's use that one since it's up top. Let me change the date or the draft status to true. Okay, yeah, so that does work. It gets rid of that. The other thing I want to do then, I also want to make sure that its date is in the future. Or is not in the future. Trying to remember. We'll do data dot pub date. Why is it, doesn't this like it? Oh. Sure. Did I say this was optional or something? All right, let's go over to the config. Not sure why I did it this way. I think I must have remove optional. Okay, well, maybe I was having some kind of trouble with that. Let's come back over here. Okay, now it's working. Except here, it doesn't like this. Okay, so what do I do over here? I just need a comma. What in the world? What's the matter with this? There's nothing the matter with that so far as I can tell. Let's just restart this. Is it, the video's freezing? Okay. Well, maybe I'll kill that. I don't know if that's going to help at all, but let me know. If you're just joining, I'm literally just coding through my blog, so you're welcome to tag along if you'd like to. But I don't know that I'll be talking a ton, just kind of working through what I've got going on. So if that's of interest to you, let me know. Okay, all right. Now at least I'm getting something that makes sense. Pub date. Do I not have a pub date here? I just have a date. Okay, so I come to my git commands. Let's change this to pub date. I'm switching all this over from another platform or another builder, so okay. All right, so now let's come back to change my sound, and let's put this to like 2024, and this should get rid of this. Okay, it does. All right, so now finally, what we got there is we're getting everything that's not a draft and everything that's basically not in the future. So of those two things, I've got all live blog posts then, and now I can output them here. So I think what I want to do, how do I want to do this? I kind of feel like I should have a date here or something. So for now, let's just get this. Maybe I'll do the date next to the category or something like that. Okay. So let's at least get this thing situated. I think I'm going to have these be divs, and that card class is going to apply all those styles to it. Then I think I'll just do the inner div inside here, and that way I don't have to worry about extra spacing on that. So let's call this something like icon, sure. And in here, I will do an icon, although I think I'm going to make these pretty similar, this one and this one down here. I mean, obviously they look very similar now, but eventually this will have a video icon. So maybe what I should do is create another component. So let's do that. We'll call this like icon cards or something like this. I don't know. I'll go refactor this. And this is going to take in probably just a type, I would think, from astro.props. And this is going to be either I think just like post or video. Goodness. Okay. Then in here, let's go ahead and I guess it will also take in I think I'll just pass in individually what I want here. So let's also have it pass in a title. Let's do category or tag category, and we'll make that optional because I'm not sure how I'd pull that in from the API. Anything else I want? I guess I want date. We'll just do pub date. Okay, so let's grab these and we'll do the same here. Here, this is a string, and I guess I could extract this from the type, from that Zod type, but I'm not sure that's worth it. I'm doing the checking earlier, so we should be good to go. I guess, I'm going to pass this in as a string. And I've already checked that it's a date in that Zod type. So when you come over here, I'm not sure why I did it this way, but you've got titles, description, pub date, all this stuff. This is being checked already that it's a valid date, etc. That it's an actual string, etc. So I'm not going to like super worry about it down the line over here. Let's see right here. So, all right. So now that I'm going to get all that stuff in, let me come over here and pull in. I guess I could just actually take this whole wrapper too. Might as well. And drop this over here. Oops. So right here. Hey Dante, welcome. Glad you made it this time. Hopefully the video's okay quality. Do you need good PC to code? I mean, it depends what you're coding, I suppose, but most web stuff is not crazy intense resources, but I'm honestly not a very intelligent hardware person, so icon cards. Let's go ahead and pull this in, and we will pass it. Let's just pass it all the things we know it's going to need. So type, in this case, will be type of post, and then it needs a title. And I think you can just pass it in like this now. Category and pub date. I think that's it. Does this stuff actually pull this over? Why is this expecting a Boolean? Not sure what that's about. Okay, well, I guess let's just do equals title. In the world? Start with this because I'm not sure what it's doing. Title. This is why I have to do this, because it's actually data. No, t.title. Okay, I think. t.data.title. Okay, that's right. t.data.category and t.data.pubdate. Oh yeah, I forgot I don't have this yet. Okay, well, we'll get rid of that for now. I'll eventually pull that in. Okay, well, we'll make it a date then. All right, I do want to pull in this icon here. I'm using Astro icon, and let's see. So over here, we're going to do something like icon section or whatever. I think I will also just do some local styles here. So when possible in Astro, I like to keep my styles contained if I'm not writing Tailwind or whatever. So in this case, actually, I can go ahead and also add on this flex. Actually, let's do a wrapper here. Well, actually, let's look over here. What does this have? Card. Okay. So I should be able to just use a utility class. Flex, medium. Let's go ahead also and add in, we'll call this like body or something like that. And these will be all locally scoped. So, and then I'm going to pull in this heading. See that pull in? Yeah. And the way this heading component works is you have to pass it a tag, and then you can pass it a different size, which I will in this case, I think. So we'll do tag will be H, let's see, H3. Because, oops, and then inside of a slot here. Let's actually get something in here. So let's put the title here. All right, so what I'm doing is giving this the tag of H3, which right now should also apply that as a class. So if I don't pass in a class, it will pass it in or move it that way. Otherwise, I can come in here and say size and be like H5 or something and make it a lot smaller. Although I don't think I've actually changed this at all yet in my CSS, so probably should get around to that at some point. So we'll do that in a second. And then I think I want some kind of button. Do I have a button or a link component? I think so, but I think I pulled this from a project using Tailwind. Stream's okay. Pure CSS, yeah, that's all I'm doing. Why use Astro of all things? What's the consideration? Thanks. I like Astro just because it's like very close to HTML syntax, but it gives you obviously a lot of superpowers. It's fast. It's what I've been playing with for the last year or so. And it builds, you know, mostly this is just a static site, so it's not like I need a lot of crazy JavaScript or rendering or all this kind of stuff. I had thought about doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but seeing as it took me forever to even sit down to start on this, I figured, you know, all I really need is static content that is built directly to HTML with very, very little JavaScript at all. And if I do have JavaScript, it'll just be in the MDX file, so that's why I'm using Astro, I suppose. So I need to obviously change around this some, but this will at least give us consistent stuff. So I can get rid of all this. That's fine. Type. Sure, I guess we can do something like that. So here what I would probably do is just change this to an enum or just a union of strings. So I probably have like default for now. Yeah. Which means I would just set this to default by default. And put this here. Clauses, rest. Anything else I need to change around here? I don't think so. Guess I would just change that to there. Okay. Maybe we could call this ring type or something like that. And same thing over here. Okay. So now I can pull this one in. So we'll go link. And I think, again, I set this up with a slot. Oops. Let's see, well, let me type this in without trying to autocomplete. For my goodness. Get out of here. And then in here, I want, like, actually, I just like read post or something like that. I also need to pull in the slug. T.slug. Okay. Just reminds me I need to set a timer. All right, I've got some bread that I need to bake in a little bit, so I almost forgot about that. This will be slug right here. Okay, so that should give me everything I need here, and then this should link to the actual post, which I think needs to be, now that I think about it, like this. Yeah. Okay. Wish we need to do some work over there, but at least it's up and running. I'll probably do the same, I guess, here as well. And that default styling gives me this ring around it, so it's at least a nicer tab experience. And then it gives me a basic fade, so we can do more than that if we want to, but let's actually just pull this right here and drop this in as well, because it doesn't apply any styling or anything like that. Now I can remove the underline, I suppose, as well. Let's... Let me come over to the link. And what we'll basically do is say, let's add both of these here. So if underline is false, then it shouldn't. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, and then we'll add another utility class. This is false. How did I mess that up? There we go. I think that's right. So if there's no underline, I should get a ring here. No underline. Okay. So what I'm doing is basically saying if this is true, give me underline. If it's false, give me the class of no underline. And because this has a dash in it, I need to add that in strings, I think. So let me come over to my global, and I'll just do underline. I guess I never had that either. So let's do underline, text decoration, underline. And no underline would be text decoration none. All right, there we go. Now, by default, I actually think this should probably be true, because most links I would want to be that way, since I'm styling all my links that way. And then here I can pass in underline is false. Okay. Get me to explore 11D. I'm trying to learn less things, not more things, but yeah. I mean, you can give me a good comment here and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling the pull to like every possible direction, and I'm not that skilled of a developer, and so I just need to be careful not to really mess myself up. So let's see, post in video. Let's go ahead and do that. Icons. So we'll call this video. I wonder what this YouTube is. Maybe that, oh no, that's just the icon for that. And then we'll do post. We'll make this folder. All right, so I should be able to pull in the type over here. And then we'll give this a class name of like icon or something like that. Oh, can't do that. We'll call this icon wrapper. How about that? And then I'll come down here and grab my icon and do, let's do 2M, sure. Okay, so it is actually coming in. Let's grab my icon wrapper and make sure that doesn't shrink. This already has somewhat of a gap between it. I think that should be fine. Okay. Let's go ahead and set this to size. I'm using open props here to just give myself some flexibility, but now this will shrink as we go. So I have this fluid, which is a clamp property. Right here, clamp 2 to 3 rem. So somewhere depending on how big my screen is, that's what it'll be like. Astro's pretty amazing, this ad schema stuff. Yeah, I know, really. It's super nice to be able to just template it out. Is making a site with Astro easy or difficult? I mean, I guess it depends on what you know and where you're coming from, but I think relatively speaking, it's fairly easy. I would give you like a starter run through right now, but I've done a video on that, so I'll let you check that out. I did a 20-minute like crash course on Astro. So you're welcome to check that out. It's all up to date. There's extra stuff you can do now, but all that still works as far as I know. Okay, I think I'm going to call that good. I don't know that this really needs any kind of special alt, but because it doesn't really add a whole lot, I guess I can say it's like a type of blog, but I think that's fine. Just leaving it like that. Okay, so I probably need to actually commit this. So yeah, we'll just say like, I have an alias here for git commit, all that together. So let's go with add basic blog card posts. I don't know, sure, that works. Okay, so back over here. Let's maybe rather than doing extra stuff here, let's go ahead and just do the same thing we did, except with videos. I guess what I probably also want to do, yeah, let's do this. So let's pull in a link here. And I want to say something like, see all posts. That'll work. What is this doing down here? I pulled in the wrong thing. Okay. Oh, is it because... Well, now let me do this. Okay. And then this href, I'm going to point to blog. And anything else I need to pass in? I think I'm going to pass in classes of button, because eventually I want to style it that way. And then I guess I don't really need to do... Yeah, I guess I do. Underline to false. I was going to say I don't need to pass it in. I can overwrite it in the button, but it's going to have the underline class on. Otherwise, it'll have to overwrite. So let me just pass it on like that. Okay. And then I think I also want to limit this. So let's do filter, or not filter, slice. Goodness. Slice. 0 to like 4 maybe. 3. And then this also needs to say recent posts. Okay, I think that'll work. Let's come back over here to the index and let's how do I want to do this? Pull up these. Let me... This should be its own section. Okay, so yeah, I should be able to come over here and just increase this. Let's go like 8 or something. Because I want to separate these out a good bit more. That's probably extreme. Okay. Something like this. Actually, let's go fluid. That way it's got less space on mobile. That works, and then I'll have to style that eventually. I'll be given a talk on it. Is that enough, Dante? Yeah, totally. Send me the talk. SSG as well. HTML with the bit of spice. That's 11D. Send me a link, Dante. I'll be there. Yeah, I mean, I've used Hugo a lot in the past. Hugo is crazy fast from a development server standpoint. It just, it's been around for a long time, and so it's pretty established. So I think it's harder for them to make some of the more modern changes that people are doing. So that's the main reason I'm changing. I was playing around with that, but I don't think we're going to do that. Okay. So let's call that like... What was that thing called? Sure. All right, let's go ahead and duplicate this. And we will call this block cards video cards .astro. Okay, now this is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be pulling this stuff in from an API that I have, an endpoint that I have. So I don't need any of this right now. Close. I'm not posting. I'm getting, so I don't need any of this stuff either. And I mean, I don't really need that either. So let's just pull this in from API YouTube fetch, I think is what I called it. And I mean, the nice thing here is you've got top level await. So I should be able to come in here and grab all of this. Now, right now, this should error out of me, I think. Well, I don't have it pulling in anywhere, so let's pull it in. And then let's see if it does error out. Indeed. Video cards. Okay. Failed to parse the URL. So what I need is to come over here, kill this, and go with the netlify pm run dev. Let's do that again. And then I'm going to split this and go netlify. Actually, let's just do it over here. Netlify. What do I want to do? Functions. Serve. So this should serve it up, and I'll just, for now, since I already have this pulled up, I'll just leave it on 3000 here. Actually, is that going to work? I don't think it will. Let's go netlify dev. So this should spin this up because I'm running this off netlify right now. But happy Friday. Hey, welcome. While it thinks, I feel like netlify is super slow, but maybe maybe I'm holding it wrong. I don't know. I guess let's come over to our global, and for now at least I'll just comment this out, and hey, look at that. Okay, let me kill this too. So 888 should be good there. Okay, YouTube fetch. Let's see if it'll actually work. No. YouTube fetch. Oops. See if, okay, it is pulling it in properly, so maybe just my redirect. I've got a redirect set up with netlify, but for some reason it's not working. So let's come over to the video cards, and we'll just add in .netlify functions YouTube fetch. Well, let's give it the whole URL and dare it not to work. Index Astro. Okay. There we go. Now it's working properly, I think. Look at pulling in all this stuff. Okay, so it is pulling in stuff. Let's come up here and get rid of this. We don't need that. Okay. So now we've at least got that stuff coming in. I guess, should I come over here and work on this more? Let's do recent videos. And let's see what we're actually getting over here. If you're just joining us, I'm just very casually working on my blog, and figured the only way I was going to do it is if I just finally started doing it. So I figured that was going to be today's stream. Where is my... Here we go. All right, so let's see what I get back here. All kinds of stuff, channel ID, description, playlist. So let me get out of here. We'll call this videos. And I guess I could just map over this. And I'm going to return an object. So I got to surround it in parentheses. Let's grab the title, the description. I don't know if I'll need that. We'll do that. What do I want here? Let's grab the thumbnail just in case. Let me also grab, I think I'm going to just call this href, even though it's not really an href. Or let's call it slug, since that's what I've called it in my schema for my post, and they're using a similar component. Yeah. Okay, so do they have any kind of... So here, coding in public, sure, that'll work. Let me go to video and just start watching a random video to see how it, hey, there's us. Let me click on this. Okay, so it's YouTube watch. Okay, so let's grab this here, get rid of this, get out of here. And then here, I'm just going to pop in the v.snippet dot, and I'm sure I could type all this to make it a lot easier to work with, but dot resource ID dot video. Okay. First time I've actually gotten help today from GitHub Copilot. See, let's just grab the same thing here. I guess I could have just, if these are all from vSnippet, I should have just pulled that, but that's fine. Yeah, I guess let's just go ahead and do that. So v.snippet. No, well, I'd have to destructure it. I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. I can type that 2 times. Description. And then what else do I need? Thumbnails, let's just grab the default, I guess. I don't really know that I'm going to need this anywhere, but I could, I guess, depending where I want to show this. So let me just do that. I guess yeah, let's get the vsnippet.thumbnails. And let's just do the default. Okay, so now I've got all of these, and this is what I can loop over down here. All videos. And this will be, I think that's my link maybe. Videos.slice. Pub date, do I have some? Oh, published date, okay. So probably need that as well. So we'll call this pub date equals v.snippet.published date. Yep, that'll work. Type, this will be video. Okay. Something's going on here. Okay, so this should just be, I'm not sure why I call this V, but we'll go v.video, v.slug, v.pubdate. All right. I love when things work. Okay. Oh, I've missed a lot of chats. Let's see. What do you want to do? Hey, hello, Max. Every time you save the file, YouTube videos will fetch and your quota for the day might end. Oh, hey, thanks. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for the heads up. This, let me go ahead and type this here, and then I can look into that, or just comment it out for now, because I just wanted to get it templated out. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. Title string, that will work. Should be a date. So let's turn this into a date. This pub date will be new date. That should all work, I think. Okay. And now this can be typed properly. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I think that's good for now. Let's go ahead and comment out the video cards. Let's make sure this works first. Okay, it does. And then I'll comment that out, and let's go ahead and commit that. So split this here. Sure. All right, so we've got some stuff happening. We have our short thoughts, recent posts. I'll look into caching this over here. I mean, ultimately, it's only going to work on build anyhow. So I think if I save it 10 times, that should be good. SSG, yeah, so it would just fetch on build, Matthew, but Max is right that in development, it fetches every time I save. But since I commented out, it shouldn't be fetching that anymore, I don't think. I guess I should also kill this here. So now I know it's not doing anything because this is dead. Oh, it's supposed to be dead. Maybe Netlify dev spins up. Oh, it does spin up that. I forgot. Oh, it's fine. I'm not fetching it anymore now that I've shut that down. Okay, so let's see what else we need. Whoa. So here, I'm not totally sure how I want to do this. I've got newsletter. Maybe I should just work on this section next. Max, the stream is laggy. Man, I don't know what's going on. Last time I was doing all right, but and I've upgraded my internet too pretty significantly to help with this. So let me run a speed test over here and just see what's going on. If it's an internet trouble or something else. I killed my video already for that reason, so I'd like to do some RSS feeds eventually. The Around the Web is basically just articles I find that I think are interesting, and this is kind of almost more just to catalog them for myself, more than anything. To Explore is kind of the same thing. It's just like stuff I want to get back around to, because I kind of view my blog more as, I mean, my upload and download is fine, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Max, so I think on, oh, I could be wrong. Vercel might just automatically use SSR, but I think by default, Astro is still SSG, and then you have to opt in, or maybe I'm wrong there. I think you have to opt in the config for SSR, but maybe Vercel only builds SSR and doesn't do SSG. I'm not sure. But if you have everything SSR, then yeah, on any given route, you have to declare pre-render to true. And that will basically statically build that one ahead of time. And as of 2.0, you can actually kind of selectively do that on each route, each given route. OBS, I might be setting bitrate. That's very possible. Support for more things. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have that. So in my current site, which is over here, chrispennington.blog. Can't even spell my own name. All right, there we go. So I do have this little like settings toggle. This is the default, I think, right here, and it just saves it in local storage. And then you can change this around anywhere you want, and it will remember it for you on your particular site. So or on your particular browser. So I plan to do that eventually over here, and maybe add some more themes as well. But and yeah, this is the modern version of that. That's where this would go. Yep. Okay. So what do I want to do next? Let's maybe style this button, because I'm going to be using that quite a bit. So let's come over to my global. I'm going to start by grabbing all this. And I will organize some of this stuff later, but for now, block cards, classes. Shouldn't this get spread in? Ah. There we go. Okay. So now I'm spreading this in as basically all these classes here are going to get dumped into this class list, which Astro then breaks out into an actual just string of classes. Let's come over here. All right, so I think I'm good with this. I want to set this up so it can get a icon if it needs it. So, what do I want to do here? I think I'm good with that. Okay. I think I'm going to do a couple things here. Let's move this to 2 and 2. And then no, I think I'm going to yeah, let's do this. Nah, okay. Let me just take this. I want this to be distinguished in some way. Let's do border radius. So I've got to overwrite this because it's on. This is also a link itself. So it should actually get the tabbing by default. Yeah, there we go. But here as well, and I am using PostCSS, a PostCSS plugin for nesting, so I can do this. Let's come into hover and take the box shadow down to none as well. Not sure I like that. I don't know. We'll see. Max width will be fit content. Maybe I should just mix up the color here and take this to my text. And then I'll take this to my background. I mean, we could just like go all out and do one of the, maybe this could be one of the options in the settings. You can choose what background color theme you want. Let's do that. At least make it an option. So var theme will be, what is this thing? We'll call it theme accent. And let's declare it up here. And for right now, we'll just make this red. And then people can pick different colors if they want. So maybe that's what I'll do, is that'll be one way to get some color in here. So this can turn, these can all turn. Maybe these headers can turn as well. So maybe we should call this like theme headers. And I'll make this blue for now. And I'll come over to my header. That's not what I want. Header something, heading. There we go. And let's just add this as heading or something like that. Actually, yeah, I think I do need to do this. So we'll do heading and then jump back over here. And that's probably another thing I need to do is add this in here. So we'll say heading. How do I have this thing styled right now? just inside of the heading itself. Come on. Help me out. Here we go. Okay. So why don't I just do it there maybe? If it's always going to be there. var theme heading for this heading. Headers. Okay. Let's just change this to heading. All right, that way you can pick your colors for those kinds of things. And I'll leave them all white by default or something. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's come over here and grab this and say background and say background. All right, then you get a button. Maybe we just call this theme button. That way you can at least style some of these things. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And then I can also have a dark mode and just switch between these. Okay. What was I doing that I got distracted with? Button. So we'll call this theme button for the background. And I guess I do need to have this at something. Let's just call it muted by default or something. What other colors do I have? Blue, muted light. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, I guess I could do light as well, but nah. Well, I'd have to change the text color anyhow. Playing some ass from the beginning. Banging the hand on the table is a classic. I missed a bunch of stuff. Support for more themes, yeah. Hover effect also on it. Yeah, we will. Open source. I will eventually probably open source this, yeah. Where am I from? I'm from the US. I'm from Utah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I already did that. I just like writing my own CSS. I think I just have a better sense of kind of where stuff's at, and especially with Astro, or I mean with a lot of modern frameworks, like this is all going to be scoped anyhow to this exact section, so everything kind of stays with it, and it's just easier for me to organize. It may not be as performant or like the most perfect CSS anyone's ever written, but it's a simple blog, so I don't crazy care. Usually if I'm doing anything for production that I have to come back to every like 6 months or 4 months or 3 months or whatever, I almost always do that in Tailwind just because it's easier to pick up, but I prefer the just kind of being able to touch everything. And like, as you can already see, like I can nest stuff, I can import stuff using, PostCSS. There's a lot of stuff that you can do that I don't feel like I really need Sass for. I usually do very few utility classes, so these are pretty much all my utils right now. I guess these would be text utils as well. But I don't know, I just kind of prefer it that way. So to write my own CSS, I'm going to steal all this and come down here. And let's see, I can get rid of this. We'll go opacity 1 so that it doesn't counter that. And then I might even translate Y. Actually, let's just translate. Can't I just do this now too? I don't love that. Okay. Still get that. Let's go opacity here though of 1. I think that's all good. Let's go theme background and then theme button. That way it matches the same color. Okay. I think I'm good there. Anything else I need to change? I don't think so. So let's just see. I'll post. I guess I should add the same thing under thoughts. What have I even changed over here? Goodness. Just random headings, cards. Okay, so I guess I've mostly worked on the buttons. So I'll do short thoughts. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and pull this in. Where you at? Just not gonna work for me today. I don't know what to call that section. So thoughts might be a dumb name. But basically, these are like tweetable things that I don't really feel like need to be tweeted, but just sometimes they will probably honestly be more like a scratch pad for me. I don't know. I just like to have a little bit more control over this, and that way I don't have to chase everyone all over Blue Sky and all this other stuff. I don't really think anybody cares what I think. I hardly do, so I don't know. I try not to fill up Twitter with too much random trash. Underlined. False. Yeah, I mean, I don't fault anybody else for it, but I'm not trying to get a following or be a following or really anything. I just want to code and keep learning how to code. So, let's see. What about dark mode? Am I missing some? No, okay. Dark mode, yeah, I'll probably add that later. Yeah, this link is basically just a fancy wrapper around an anchor tag, but it allows me to apply some basic styles to stuff and pick a certain ring type, which eventually I need to actually add alternative versions of this, but for now it's not even doing anything. So for right now, it's just using the default styling for that. Okay, so let's commit that at least. Could you make an Astro tutorial? I have done exactly that. I'm a step ahead of you. So I've done a 20-minute crash course, and then I've done like a 3.5 hour long blog tutorial where we build out a blog. I mean, not too dissimilar from this, but with less rambling and more just planning stuff out. So I don't know exactly how I want to do this. If I want this to be dynamic, or if I just want to add this in. It's basically, I would say I'm just going to send this a link, but I think I'd like to have more control. So I think I'll just set this up as another collection, which I may have already done actually. So yeah, let me category. I think that was a failed idea. Okay, yeah, so I think I'm going to get rid of this because I don't think there's a way to do that the way I was wanting to. I think next let's come into web. Titled, so I already set this up, huh? Okay, so this short schema, I'm going to have a title, a URL, a type. Oh, I like that. Category. I should probably honestly have an author as well. And that's fine to make it optional. Anything else? I'm just thinking if I grab like a random blog post from something. And then here, I think, What do I want to do here? Let's see, I could do an enum, I guess. Basically, I want some categories that I can choose between. So I don't have to, sure. I mean, eventually. Eventually, probably. I'm just trying to come up with a list of stuff. Let's do CSS. And I can always add to this as I need to. The thing, what I could do here is let me grab this. I do want to export this. Okay, so this should give me access to all these as a type as well, which means I can pull this in and use it other places. So I think I'll do that. I guess I could say HTML. Sure, we can say Tailwind. I don't know what else I would have in here, but that's at least a good starting point. So let me come back over here, and maybe for this right here, pull this in. And for now, I'm going to make this optional. C dot, actually, let's just do categories. And then I'll do optional. All right, that way I can pull from any of these categories when I'm actually writing stuff. Yeah, okay, so let's come back to categories. What in the world? Oh, what am I doing wrong here? Maybe I just need to reload the server. I don't know, that was kind of weird. Let's do pnpm run dev and get back to local host 3000. The date of publishing the Astro thing, it was both of those were around the start of the year, I think. So like December and January, something like that. Let me know if you're still having trouble with the stream bitrate. It's possible I've just messed something up in OBS too. I've set it to the YouTube preference for streaming. So now it's going to yell at me for all these things here. So this should probably be category anyhow, and then I don't have to fix those right now. Oh, I do? Maybe I just have to reload this again, because it should be a different name now. Stream bitrate. Let's see if I can drop this. OBS stream bitrate. I'm going to try to figure this out. If anybody wants to tell me what I should be doing over here, please let me know. But I'll have to figure this out later. Okay, back to what we were doing. What are you using the schema validation for? Obviously more than just front matter for the markup. So yeah, I am mostly using it for that, but you can also extract types from it. I'm not sure why I did this here. I'm sure I had some reason, but so you can basically define it once and then extract all your types from it and use it throughout your documentation. Man, what in the world? Sorry for the struggle with the internet today. All right, and I'm kind of getting distracted anyhow. So we've got type author. Let's just steal all this, and I'm going to jump over here. Just when I thought I figured out my internet issues. Schema validation. So here we'll just do like post 1 or whatever. I'm not totally sure what I want to name these things either. I guess it doesn't super matter because these aren't going to be actually linked anywhere. So the only thing I added to this is an author, and this would be like TypeScript or something like that. Type is article. Now, I don't think yet that you can actually pull in types here, unfortunately. So you still have to reference your schema. But now that I've got that, oh, it looks like I put a sample in already here. We'll take 2 and let me grab a random blog post. Here's some boilerplate Astro themes. Let's use this. Astro themes. And this can be type of, let's just do type of podcast or something. So it would be kind of cool to have different icons for all of those depending on what it was. So I wonder what happens if I do video here. I did an article over there. And maybe the easiest thing to do how do I want to handle this? So maybe what this should be, this type over here for the short schema. I think what I'm going to do is make this an object. Like this. And this will be like of an icon. Is this what I want? That's, yeah, I think so. Okay. Let me actually wrap this in an object so it stops yelling at me. So we'll have a type name or something like that, and then type icon. And the icons, I'll either have video, podcast, book, so we'll call this post. Because basically I'm going to have icons for each of these eventually. Tweet. I don't know that I'm really going to reference somebody's tweet, but who knows. So let's get rid of this. It doesn't hurt anything. So basically now I can choose between these two. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. So let me come back over to here. That means inside here, this can be name a video icon. Sure, we can do that. Oh no, I have to pick one of these. What was this? Post or something like that. So the reason I was going to do this as post is that's what I've got these set to right here. So this name of this icon is post. So that way I can just have one icon for videos, one icon for post, but I might want to call it an article. What's the difference between an article and a post though? I think I'm just overcomplicating this. Let's just get rid of this and change this back to this and just change this to post and call it good. So what most of my work is when I'm coming up with stuff is just limiting myself to stop adding stupid stuff. So, all right, so let's say we've got both those in there. Now, let's go ahead and grab this blog cards. We'll call this like web cards. And then what I'm going to do is, do they have a date? I don't remember now. No. Is there a way to, would I want to mark them draft? I would just delete them if I didn't want them anymore. Okay, so let's just come over here. We can get rid of all this then and be real simple about this. I'll just call this web. And then these icon cards. How do I want this to be? Maybe I should just duplicate the icon cards. Yeah, let's do that. Let's call this short cards or something like that. I'll get back around to naming some of this stuff. But that way I can have these things be separate. And here what I want is now to be able to pull my categories or my category type. So this has to be one of those items now. Which, I mean, it should already be because, yeah, it should be pulling that in. And I can do the same thing. I don't know why I would really need that over here, I guess, but now I've got it. All right, what else do I need to do? It's like ADHD city over here. Web cards, okay. So I think what I want to do is instead of icon cards, I want short cards here, which means I can get rid of this. And also means I can take in the category and pass this t.data.category. I don't really need a slug either. Or I do need a slug. But what's going on here? This should already be checking this. So that should not be a problem. String or undefined. Oh, because I made it optional. Well, let's just fix that real fast. I'm not sure I understand the problem here. Well, let's just kill this. All right, we'll get around to adding that later if we really want to. So type, this will be my t.data.type. Slug will be actually t.data.url. And come back over here. Okay. So this type can also be extracted maybe from, let's go to the short schema. Let's, might as well just add this over here. So we'll say types or something, types. see, icon types. How about that? .ts. And then let's copy all this. Drop this in here. Icon type, and then I'm going to drop this thing right here. Come over to short schema, pull in my icons from icon types, and then over here that should work, right? Type. Okay, I think we're good there. Anything else I need? Title, select, type, category. I've also got, I can pass in an author. So t.data.author. So let's come back over here. Oops. I'll do author, and this will be a string, and it's optional. Taking the author here. Okay, so I think I got all that. I guess I should have actually been putting this over here so we could see something as we were going. What do I call this? Like around the web. Around the web. And I just realized I'm not actually looking at my stream, so. Okay, so we've got around the web. Let's pull this in. Short cards, all live posts. Just all web posts. And let's go to the index and pull it in, which I don't know why I hadn't done that yet, but maybe we comment out all these too. Web cards, pull them in. Ah, so close. From editor does not schema. I thought I changed that up. Post. And that's post. Okay, so I probably just need to restart the server. And then I'll probably do the to explore thing, which will be the exact same. Maybe set up this card. Oops. And maybe these folders and call it good for today. Okay, so there we go. So these are coming in. I've got an article here. I've got a video here. I mean, I've seen worse things in my life. I've got some more styling to do, but let's go ahead and pull in the web cards over here and change this to see all. Let's just say see all. Or view more. I think too, in this settings pane, wherever that is, I'd like to have toggles for each section of the homepage so that if you never want to see around the web or random thoughts or whatever, you can just toggle those off. That'd be kind of fun. All right, so let's go ahead and commit this. Add web cards. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing for like explore cards. What do we call those? Explore. Perfect. Blog thoughts category. I thought I got rid of this. Don't need that. Explore cards. All explore cards. And this time, to make sure we can actually see it, let's go ahead and pull this in. This will probably be down here eventually, but let's call this Explore Cards. Aha. What am I looking for? Explore. Explore item. I'll just probably name this one anyhow. And we'll do blog, article, or what do I call this? Post. Article, or author, I think was this. Sure. Explore this thing. Excellent. And now I can. Read this post. Yeah, it's probably a good thing that I made this short cards thing too, because this really should just be whatever the slug is here, obviously. And this can be the type dot to, isn't it like a capitalize? I guess I could split off the first. And, I don't know. Let's just do type for now. I'll do view, and this will just be slug. That way it says like view post, read post, view article, explore this thing. So this would be like the title of the thing I want to explore. View the post. If this happened to be a video, say view video. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so at least I got that basic thing done. Let's come over here to the index. Let's comment this out. Explore cards. All right, and then I plan to have all those on their own RSS feed, just so that if you only want one or the other, I'm not sure what news is. Call this like web. You could just grab whatever ones you wanted. And same thing here. Explore. All right, so maybe I just drag those in. Let's go ahead and do that. So there's probably a better way to organize some of this stuff, but I feel emotionally fine. Where's my connect cards? Aha. So let's call this RSS cards. Why not? Cards.astro. And here what I think I want to do is, let's come back to my consts over here. And we will... Oh, I already have an RSS feed. Perfect. Okay, so let's say we have that, and that. And we have one for thoughts, or whatever I end up calling this. This can be thoughts.xml. And maybe this is for web. And this is for explore. And then maybe I have like a master or something. Something like that. Okay, so let's grab these RSS feeds then. This would be URL. Might as well just change these to href. Okay, and then this would be RSS. I think I already have that. I dropped that in somewhere. No? Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Okay. feel emotionally satisfied with that. Looks good to me. I guess the only thing I would change here is that I'm going to need... Well, let's add in a span. This would be the s dot name. And then let me pull this into the index. RSS cards. There we go. Now let's just make sure that we can add class of flex small to these. No? They're just gone forever. Oh, you know what? These need to be links. Huh. Why are those disappearing now? Huh. It's kind of weird, but I guess I can just add a height to this because it's there. Max width, 100% display block. It's a flex child. Can I just... Let's just append a style to this. Flex shrink is 0. Okay. Flex medium. I've set all these up. Let's do flex wrap, which I think... If I don't have that, I probably should have that as utility class. Just if that's the only thing I've got to add. So I'll say flex wrap. Okay, not sure what that was all about. It's just that they weren't wrapping. Okay, that makes sense. Let's do flex large. Oops. I don't like that. Okay. We will call that good. And then maybe what I'll do is actually add... Let's just do like a margin inline end of something like that. Is that a little too much? I think that'll work. Okay, and then finally, I've already got that at fit content. I'm not sure that gives me that big of an advantage. Okay, let's do that, and then we'll do extra small here. That'll work. Okay, I just want to make sure that these are clear where they're connected. All right, so you can explore all of these. None of these exist yet, but you know. So, get a C, add basic RSS cards. Let me know if you guys like this kind of thing. I mean, I just know I need to finally get around to getting this blog done, and so I figured I would just do it live. We haven't had too many failings today either, so let's go ahead and throw in these folders over here and call it good. So if I have this as like a folder grid, and then what I want is maybe let's have... Do I have any kind of data section yet? No. So we'll do data, and then what am I going to call this? I'll call this like folder, home page folders .ts. So the name of these things, and then I guess they'll have an href. That's pretty much it. Hey, you're welcome. It might be stupidity more than bravery, but I'm here for you. I don't know. I think one of the nice things about not like being an actual developer, I mean, not being trained at all, is that like, and everything I've done is learning, and most of it has been on this channel. Honestly, I wasn't coding too long before I started this channel. I think one of the nice things is like I don't really have any problem just like failing. I kind of feel like sometimes imposter syndrome is a little too, I wouldn't say prized, but like, I feel like some of that just means you're learning, and it's okay to learn, and it's not a big deal if it's hard to learn and you mess up a lot, and everybody messes up a lot, but it may be easier for me to say since I'm not trained in it, whereas if I was, I think that would be harder actually, because then I would know, like, I should know how to do this kind of thing, whereas now my default is I don't know how to do anything and I'm going to figure it out. And so I think it like frees me up a lot, and sometimes I feel like the obsession with imposter syndrome sometimes is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I am no psychologist, and who knows, I may be totally wrong on that. So I don't even know if that makes any sense at all, but folder cards, homepage folders, let's just call it that. It's default export anyhow, so. Okay, so then I think what I want to do is come in here and say for each, for each folder, how do I want to do this? I guess what I really want, I could do like a fig with a fig caption or something, I guess, but it's an SVG. Yeah, so let me just folder. But yeah, I mean, as far as like, I don't know, I feel like the only way to really learn and figure out what you don't know, for me at least, is just to do it. And then, especially if it's public, then you can't like pretend you did know what it was. Like, you just don't know. And so if you don't know, you don't know. And then I go and do a video on it. So I actually kind of like how it shows me what I don't know, which is half the reason most of the reason I'm doing this channel is just to force myself to actually reckon with what I don't and do know. Yep, same Matthew. I just code for fun. I've done some paid stuff, but very little. And I don't know. I think it kind of keeps it in a nice headspace for me. So I think it would be a lot more difficult, honestly, for like those of you who are actual pro developers. I think there's hard things you have to face that I don't, because it's just kicks. And if I fail, then it doesn't really matter. My big thing, I guess, is like with doing stuff on YouTube, I don't want to do stuff that's actually like wrong, openly wrong, and just foolishly wrong. So I have tried to be careful, to not be too, to make sure that I don't do something unless I'm pretty certain I know kind of how it works. So anyhow, these I think are going to be. I think I should make this tag is h3. Literally every part of that was wrong. And then I guess I really want all of this to be inside of a link. So eventually this will be styled when I get around to that. But I want this whole thing to be inside of a link. Right? It's the one part I really hate about GitHub Copilot. I don't feel like it's helped me very much today anyhow. Then I just want to drop all this inside of here. And here I want href would be my folder dot href. Anything else I need here? Classes? Not really. So there we go. I guess I could also pass in some classes, and this would be fit content would be one of those. That way it's only what I have, because that's the utility class I think I set up. And this would take me to blog. This would take me to videos. So a very basic setup here. So I think I started with a template here, which is why I've got all this stuff already. Okay. That's mostly good. I think this doesn't really need to be folder. This could just be, or this could be like grid medium. And same thing here. Although, yeah, let's just do grid small. And then I think I do need this folder here just to place item center. Is that what I want? Why is this? Oh. Yeah, what am I doing? So let's take this and just drop this here. Get rid of this and this. And then they're just a bunch of links. That'll work. Except here I want place items center. This is a grid. Why is this not working? Huh. I wonder if it's because it's over here. Well, let's just cowboy here. Place items center. This should just spread into the rest. I don't know that I like that anyhow. Okay, so let's back out of this and let's go this grid medium here. Let me grab this here. And here is where I will do that, and then I'll do fit content. Well, I pretty much hate that. So it's just this right here. Okay, so tell you what, let's just do this. Let's get rid of this. Let's do a place items center. And let's go to my global, and I'm going to add that as one more utility class, because I think I will. A lot of times that's the only addition I'll need to something. So yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, so let's come back over here and now do place items center. Okay, that's how I want it to look, something like that. And then add homepage folders. We're going to stick with basic. Place content center. So I'm going to push all this eventually to the right. So Let's go ahead and bring back all of these. Whoa. At least let's bring back some of these blood cards. Like this. And eventually what I'm going to do is have this all the way on the right. In fact, I might just do that right now. Flex, large, and then this will be this way. I'll just give this a random name and drop down this way. Align items, start, and then justify content, space between. So eventually it's going to look like this, where these will be stuck to the side over here up top, and then all these will actually wrap up this way. Card grid. So I think what I'll do is just leave it like this. Then I'll just do a media query inside of here. Let's see, have I already done? Here we go. I thought I had some kind of globals. Okay, here we go. So I can grab these here, custom media. So I think here, let's grab each of these. I might be misremembering. Let's see. Open props. I think it's open props.style maybe. And down to media queries, and then I'll probably call this good for today at least. I'll probably code this a little bit more today. And then just wherever I'm at Friday, I'll probably pick up next Friday if I'm available. If you guys have any interest in that. Where was that? Oh, here we go. Media was dark. Okay, so that's all I got to do. Like that. Okay. Yeah, I just forgot how I set that up. So this custom media syntax is eventually coming. Same thing with this right here to CSS. Some of that is in, I think, Chrome, maybe already. But, well, I'm going to have to figure that out because maybe I have to go custom media. Because I should have two columns here. Well, for now, let's just go. And I should be able to nest this too because of media and screen only. Sure. Oops. Only, I think it's this, only screen and. There we go. Okay. Well, that was far too difficult. This should probably also be flex. And flex direction of column. And then that what I want to do? I'm kind of thinking flex. Yeah, maybe that is right. And then I get rid of this. Yeah, that's all I do. And then I don't have to worry about all the media queries. I got some stuff to work out there, but something like that. And then here, this would only be Hey Philippe, welcome. Hey, thanks. Hey Visual Pro, welcome. Yeah, I mean, I think Tailwind is nice when you have to come back and pick up stuff, like I said, but my preference is I would just rather know like everything that's written, and that's just how I prefer, but it's not like that's right or wrong. So, I mean, there definitely is an advantage to Tailwind, but I just feel like it does abstract some of that away. And if you like tinkering around with stuff, Okay. So let me just pull this down then. I'll do main grid here. Display flex. See, I guess for me, it's like the hard part is thinking through CSS. It's not really like where I write the CSS. So writing display flex here, or writing just the word flex on an HTML, like it's the same thing for me. So I understand like it can be faster if you already know what you want, I guess, because you're not flipping between stuff. But it's figuring out what you want it to do. That's the hard thing. So for me, I don't really care. Like, yeah, if you use Tailwind or not, because I don't feel like Tailwind is just an abstraction to what it already is. It's maybe slightly faster, but I feel like it's more faster to pick up if you've been away from the project. Like that's where I think it really shines. But maybe I'm all wrong. This also needs some kind of gap of our something like that. Actually, maybe let's size fluid 4. I don't know. Okay. I think I'm mostly going to call that good. Let's also come inside here. I think I'll also go ahead and take everything over here and just take this folders and text align center. So we'll say Get AC, homepage. Something like that. Okay, that will probably be it for now. I need to update all of these header styles, all the H1, H2, all those to be the exact right kind or size or whatever, but I can do that later. I'll probably also move this down. Since I know, let's see. I will probably do it like that, I think. This is going to yell at me. So let's do nullify dev one more time. So if you're interested in a Discord server, though, let me know. I just don't know how active I would be. I'm a bad Discorder, or whatever they're called. So, yeah. Okay. Let's try it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So probably would have those at the top. Probably those next. And then probably all that at the bottom. Something like that. And eventually I'd have more of those. So I've seen worse and better sites. So take that for what it's worth. Let's pop this up. This is what it would look like on a full thing. I'd probably have some kind of cap to this. And let's see. Where are we at over here? I guess I'd probably I think here where'd that thing go? Justify content start. No? So maybe it's just this fluid is too big of a deal. Where are we at? Fluid. Let's do like fluid 4 maybe. Move all the way back over here. Yeah. Okay, that's all I want. Like a little more space between these. And these would be smaller. Yeah. Especially if I keep these to like 3 for all these. Okay. All right, I'm going to call that good. Thanks for watching. I won't think publicly just sitting here thinking anymore. So it's just quiet with me thinking on the stream. But hopefully you enjoyed this. Sorry for all the streaming trouble. I will try to figure out what's going on. Now it says it's perfect and I have no problems. So I don't know. But I must be doing something wrong. So I will chat with you later. Thanks again for watching. And I'll catch you next time.